Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. A great voice would rumble through all the universes calling himself the negative creator god. However, it was not all true. And this would be noticed by Vegeta, who had the key of a king of everything and was able to feel the essence of that god. The only thing you say is bullshit, since you don't have the key of the king of everything. You're a being with great power, but nothing else. At that moment, all the universes were involved in great collisions. That's right, that guy with all his power was able to destroy all the universes without any difficulty. At that moment, a portal would appear in front of them, and at that moment, a big fist would be directed towards Vegeta, who without any problem was able to stop it, leaving everyone surprised, even the goddess Amatsuru, who was not able to observe the blow. How were you able to stop my punch? This is impossible! I can't believe it! We have a much bigger problem to lose with you, so die, as I feel great negative energy coursing through my body. Daisuke, at that moment at an incredible speed, would begin to flee throughout the universes. Being in vain, that's right, Vegeta at that great instant with power would reduce him to simple atoms, leaving no trace of it. Instead, Amatsuru would approach him. Vegeta, you haven't thought about ending the fusion? It would be much more favorable if you increase your level individually. Of course we've tried, but it's been impossible. Since Zeno-sama gave divine essence to the earrings, it's now impossible for us to separate. That is not a problem. Amatsuru, with the power of his eyes at that moment, was able to seal all the divine essence of the earrings, allowing both warriors to return to normal. Phew! After so many years, I'm back to my old self again. Don't even think that I'll merge with you again, you damn insect. I'd rather die than do it. Meanwhile, in the dimension where Zykor was, he was doing a training which even seemed to end his own life. That's right, the training what he was doing was beyond his limits. I'll not give up. I'll be able to bring my father back to life and we'll end together with these scum. Zykor would continue with his rigorous training, while all the other warriors were also thinking about what to do. This is no time to waste. We have to end Zykor's life, even if it's the last thing we do. But how can we do it? His power surpasses us by hundreds of times. For us Saiyans, there's never been a limit, so we'll do it again. Do what? We'll break our limits again, and I need all of you to train with us in order to raise your power as well. Instantly, everyone would enter the room, which Amatsuru had created. And from one moment to the next, everyone would begin their furtive and definitive training to be able to stop the resurrection of the God of Death. Meanwhile, in the dimension of the God of Death, an incredible power was flowing through the room, which Amatsuru had created. An incredible power was flowing through every vein of his body. That is, at the moment of Vegeta and the life of Daisuke, all his vital energy would begin to enter the great body of the god, which would receive such incredible power, his body had increased in power in an amazing way, but would still be impossible for him to destroy the seal.
Damn it! Even though my power increased in an incredible way, I'm not able to get out of this miserable place, but it'll not be able to withstand a combined attack between my son and me.
Returning to Zykor, he had also taken his body to the limit. That's right, Zykor had not been left behind, obtaining so much power that even with the simple pressure of his power, he was capable of ending the life of a guardian angel.
It's time for my father to return to the earthly world.
Zykor at that moment would invoke his demonic door, which he would be able to leave that dimension. At the same time, he would increase his power to the maximum, being so much his power that in the same way his father had felt the essence of his son. That's right, and in this occasion, he was even able to crack all the space-time.
This is incredible! All this is the power of my children. They're worthy of being children of the God of Death.
Nikita in the same way would begin to increase its power. When both energies collided, an incredible power overflowed all over the place. That's right, at that moment, the whole dimension would begin to be destroyed. And Zykor, at an incredible speed, would enter his father's dimension, and in the same way at that moment of helping him to leave, both would fall to a planet very badly wounded by the excess of energy they had used. Quickly, 2 months had passed in which the warriors were able to wake up, but their powers was not even a 10th part.
Ouch, that was very risky. The pressure of that place was amazing, but the good thing is that you're now back, Father. Thank you, my son, for being able to get me out of that place. But nothing is over yet, since we have to finish with the warriors that Zeno-sama chose to defeat us. There'll be no match for the powers we have now, but I haven't felt their ki in months. We must not trust ourselves, since in the least expected moment, they can end our lives. Since we don't have the power that always surprises us, it will be able to be better to recover. At that moment, Zykor, together with the God of Death, would create a dome of great negative energy, so that their ki would not be perceived by the other beings of the universes. Meanwhile, in the room, Goku and Vegeta were the ones who had increased their powers, even being able to dominate an incredible load. And despite becoming a little muscular, they had an excellent speed. However, Goku had only remained in the perfect Ultra Instinct, for at that time of increasing his power, his body resists a great load.
The power we've obtained is incredible, but I don't feel enough confidence enough to finish with those guys.
His powers have increased greatly, but it's not enough to defeat Zykor, since he possesses all the powers of the other gods. No matter what happens, we must be able to end the life of that guy before he's able to bring that guy to life. Of course, but it's time to go all out and defeat him quickly and end this. I want to see my family again. Of course I do, Mr. Vegeta, but it's the right thing to do. We won't train for a while longer?
Daishinkan-sama's right, Vegeta. It'll be better to train for the equivalent of 1 more year to be able to defeat them without any difficulty. Meanwhile, as both warriors, both were recovering in an excellent way, since all the power which was affected by the pressure of that dimension was flowing again by every vein of energy. That is, this time both gods were ready to finish with every being of all the universes. In that instant, a gigantic power and an aura of massacre was spreading all over the place. That is, both had been able to recover completely, destroying the cocoon of negative energy.
Finally, after millions of years and being locked up by Zeno's useless father, I've been able to return. Now we will destroy every trace of his existence.
Of course, Father. We'll be better to finish with each one of those warriors, but I have to tell you something that surely you won't like at all. At that moment, Nukita's look would change to a very serious one.
What do you have to tell me?
Our sister Amatsuru, after millions of years, has betrayed us. That's right, she's not in the union with our other siblings. She's on the divine side.
You do not have to worry. I always knew of her intentions, since her heart was so fragile that it was not capable of ending the life of a simple god. So I will always be prepared for this moment.
What do you mean you are always prepared, Father?
At this moment, she will die. Atomic explosion!
Meanwhile, in the room in which all the others were training, at that moment the whole sky was covered in lightning, and hundreds of arrows would enter the body of Matsuru, would scream in pain. It hurts! It hurts a lot! What's happening to my body? At that moment, she was able to observe the silhouette of her father in her mind.
My dear daughter, you should have never betrayed me. That's only paid with death, and now you'll have your punishment. You'll know what the atomic explosion is all about.
Matsuru at that moment would be surprised to know that if her father was able to use that technique, it was because he had been released. Goku, Vegeta, my father's been released! He who is... Matsuru was not able to finish the sentence because at that moment an incredible explosion would blow up everything around him. That's right, the explosion had been incredible, with it would shatter the whole body of Matsuru. Damn it! I swear I'll end your miserable life! At that moment, in the dimension where they were training would also appear when its creator died.
Kakarot, we must end this right now, otherwise it'll kill each of us without us realizing it.
Right now, we'll put an end to all this. Goku and Vegeta at that moment would increase their power to the maximum, which in the same way would wreak havoc through the universes, destroying thousands of planets of the other universes.
At last, they'll have shown their faces. Only I had to finish with the lives of those scum who they would leave.
At that moment, Goku and Vegeta would arrive with both gods, but Goku, being dominated by anger, would give a strong blow to Nikita, which would be sent to fly to a planet, which at that moment of falling by such incredible power had completely destroyed it. Zykor at that moment, furious, threw himself against Goku. However, Vegeta got in the way, supporting the blow with one of the hands, leaving Zykor surprised.
How is it possible that trash like you is able to withstand one of my blows? You have become powerful, but it's not enough to save your life. This trash, as you call me, will finish you in your legacy.
Zykor, at that moment of attacking again, would be sent to fly, and at that moment, Vegeta would start hitting him as if he were punching a bag. That's right, Vegeta's speed had exploded so much that even for Zykor, it was difficult for him to keep up. At that moment, Zykor was sent to fly by Vegeta, and if waiting for him to recover, he would throw thousands of energies, while Nikita had recovered from Goku's blows, standing without any difficulty.
You have incredible physical strength, but that won't be enough to defeat me, the father of the rebel gods and the god of death. I don't care if you're the father of the rebel gods, or if you call yourself the god of death. I'll end your miserable life with my own hands.
Goku and that god in the same way would have a hard battle, which Goku, in spite of increasing his power to the maximum, was costing him too much to follow the rhythm, which is, in that instant, Nikita, with a great blow, would make Goku fall to the side of Vegeta, who was dominating the battle. But in the same way, it was very complicated to finish with the life of Zykor.
Damn it, I can't believe it, but that is the miserable trash is more powerful than me.
Zykor, in that furious moment, would throw a great energy sphere, which at that moment would cause a great explosion. However, with the smoke of the explosion, Goku and Vegeta had merged. That is, both knew that despite having a great power, they would not be able to end the life of Nikita without sacrificing themselves.
Daishinkan, I hope you can hear me. I'm so sorry. I hope you have the ability to give life, because now you'll be the new king of everything. I'll die in this battle. But Gogeta-sama.
In that instant, the communication would be totally lost, and Gogeta Mega Instinct, with its great power, had finished with Zykor's life.
I don't have much time, so I'll finish you off without playing.
Nikita, a little amazed by the power that he gave off, would put himself on guard, but at that moment of colliding their fists, he realized the difference in power. However, Gogeta, knowing that he didn't have enough time to finish him off, gathered all his vital energy.
You're a worthy warrior. I'll die for you. Stop!
At that moment, both would begin to spin around in the same way, and an incredible explosion would be created all over the place, leaving no trace of both great warriors. That's right, Gogeta had given his life for all his multiverse. However, at that moment, the god Zama would appear in front of Daishinkan.
I realize the bravery of each one of you had. I'll give a chance to this whole multiverse.
Daishinkan, without understanding anything, was able to observe how a golden light went through every corner of that empty space.
You will be in charge of explaining everything that happened. I trust you, priest.
Yes, the creator of the Super Dragon Balls had restored everything, and in the same way had brought to life Goku and Vegeta again, which this time would be summoned as the new kings of everything. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.